Belgorod, a Russian city right behind the front lines. These are the effects of a retaliatory attack by Ukrainian forces on the city following a massive strike on Lviv and Zaporizhia last weekend. Similar incidents are occurring all over Russia. This is all due to the growing capabilities of Ukrainian forces to strike targets past the front line. Ukrainian manufacturers already have a share in the production of weapons and drones, and this number is growing. Of course, we would prefer it to grow faster. However, comparing 2023 with 2025, we see that the share of drones and ammunition produced in Ukraine has increased significantly. Two kinds of weapons are key. The first, weapons used for strikes on the front line, such as small and maneuverable drones that perform both observation and strike functions, mainly against moving targets. In this regard, Ukraine is engaged in an arms race with Russia on an unprecedented scale. Drones on our side, drones on theirs. Whoever has the stronger drones will win the war. The conflict is ongoing on the ground and in the air. The enemy is putting pressure on us. We are doing our best to repel them. The second kind of weapon, which is equally if not more important in the current situation, is the ability to carry out strategic strikes deep behind Russian front lines. This includes refineries, weapons and ammunition factories, and airfields from which Russian strategic bombers take off. In this regard, intelligence data is crucial, mainly satellite data, which Washington shares with Kyiv with the consent of the White House. Undoubtedly, this creates an opportunity to organize more complex, high-quality operations, allowing us to break through air defenses with fewer resources, without having to fire a large number of weapons that will be intercepted. Kyiv warns the West of an uncontrolled outbreak of Russian sabotage operations. Incidents at European airports and NATO military bases in recent weeks clearly point toward Russian involvement. Intelligence services have evidence of the direct involvement of Russian cells in Europe. The head of intelligence also described in detail how Russia is using tankers from its shadow fleet, not just to finance the war, but also to carry out sabotage and destabilization operations in Europe. Recent cases of drones being launched from tankers are examples of this. We are sharing this information with our partners, and it is important that their response to Russia is real. The real response would be a decision to transfer frozen Russian assets in the West to purchase weapons for the Ukrainian army. Kyiv is counting on this, and more Western leaders admit they are leaning toward such a decision. In recent days, the possible sale of American-made Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine was announced, which could change the rules of the game on the battlefield.
I've sort of made a decision, pretty much, if you consider, I think I want to find out what they're doing with them. Yes. Where are they sending them, I guess? I'd have to ask that question. That war should never have started, would have never started.
3, 2, 1, launch.
Tomahawks would be a big problem for the Russians. Not only are they extremely accurate and fast, but they also use advanced guidance systems, which can be a major challenge for Russian anti-missile systems. At the same time, the Kremlin does not have enough forces and resources to secure all critical facilities in the country, as demonstrated by recent attacks on refineries near Moscow and weapons factories in the Ural Mountains, which were hit by Ukrainian-made missiles and drones that are much less technologically advanced than American Tomahawks.